I'm your comic strip critic. Looking back over the history of the show, it's kind of amazing to think about how many different topics I've covered here. Grumpy old men, different families in various states of time, child raising, and overall happiness, Scandinavian warriors, talking animals, office workers, even a superhero. Imagine what would happen if you took all of those different things together and just sort of mixed them together in a blender. I wonder what you would get. Besides comic strip confetti. Really? Why? Oh, you are good. Okay, so this week we're looking at Ink Pen. When I first saw the strip on GoComics.com, I honestly thought that this was a webcomic. It wouldn't have surprised me, really. GoComics hosts a number of webcomics, and Ink Pen looks more like a webcomic than it does a newspaper comic. Even the really, really good newspaper comics don't look anything like Ink Pen, and the premise just sounds too random, even by the standards of what I've looked at on this show. Seriously, the kid who juggles skulls and the man who talks to Leonardo DiCaprio on the deck of the Titanic didn't seem this crazy to me. Created by Phil Dunlap in 2005, Ink Pen is about the B-list comic strip characters, the ones who are struggling to find a job. There's Tyr, Thor and Loki's often forgotten brother, Captain Victorious, the world's laziest superhero, his kid sidekick Scrappy Lad, his friendly rival Dynaman, Hamhock the pig, and Ralston the rabbit, who both look kind of familiar for some reason. I don't know, I feel like Ralston and Hamhock are trying to be parodies or spoofs of some other famous animated rabbit or pig, but I just can't think of any at the moment. You know what, it doesn't really matter, let's move on. Ink Pen focuses on these out-of-work characters and their everyday shenanigans, kind of like a comic strip version of the TV show Friends. Let's head back to May 2012 and see what they were up to. This is Ink Pen. Ah! What manner of creature are you? Why, Dynaman, don't you recognize your own heir apparent? During a battle, a single strand of your hair was knocked free. Your enemies used it to clone you and harness your power. But what they created had its own genetic signature, and what resulted was more hair than man. Son! Dad! Oh, brother. Do I need to say anything? No, I'm serious. Do I need to give you guys a single reason why this strip is so awesome? For starters, let's look at the artwork, which is absolutely gorgeous. There's so much detail, such fantastic character designs and style in Dynaman's outfit and in Heir Apparent's overall appearance, and the little attentions to detail with all of his hairs and the color shading. Oh, the color. Look at all the different colors involved, all the different shadings, the sense of impact in that punch, that sickly green in the cloning tank, that fiery burning in the background, the overall brightness and pleasantness to look at. Most comics I read, even the ones that I love from an artistic standpoint, don't have this sort of attention to style and detail that I'm seeing here in Ink Pen. I expect to see this sort of thing from a webcomic, not a newspaper comic. I expect to see this sort of thing in Mega Tokyo or Penny Arcade or Sluggy Freelance, not a newspaper comic. I love it! And it's funny too. I like the image of Dynaman's hair suddenly sprouting an extra pair of arms, and also the big scary hair monster calling out, "Dad," in a loving tone. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Go, go! I got it! Oh, Buzz, are you coming? No, I have a lot of catching up to do with my dad.
Good throw, son. That's my boy. So long, buddy.
Oh, you're a great dad. Yippee! Farewell.
Look out! Get back to hell, spawn of the devil! Ah! What? That was just Jar Jar Binks. You're welcome. It's been what, like 13 years since The Phantom Menace came out and people still hate Jar Jar? Hey, whoa, man, I'm just saying you can't hold a grudge forever. For what it's worth, I kind of thought he was funny. Whoa! Jeez, okay, I'm sorry. Jar Jar Binks is an abomination. Jar Jar Binks is an abomination. It's okay. put the gun down. There we go. Good audience. You said what to Marmaduke? Can't you just do a spit take like a normal person? It's actually pretty interesting to see the shift in character design, from the dynamic superheroes to these exaggerated cartoon animals. Both of them kind of look like they were drawn in different styles, almost as if they were made by different people for different comic strips. Major points for Phil Dunlap for doing that kind of work all by himself. Ooh! I just had an idea. If Hammock is a comic strip character looking for work, I know exactly where he could find some for a while. Pearls Before Swine. Yeah, why not? Pearls Before Swine enjoys breaking the fourth wall and interacting with other comics fairly often, and Stefan Passis has been shown to play with the idea that comics know of their comic strip nature before. The entire premise of Inkpen is that these are characters looking for work as comic strip characters. So let's just say that Pig got sick or went on vacation from Pearls Before Swine, and they needed someone to step in for him. Enter Hamhock. We could watch him try to fit in with the Pearls cast and watch as the guys in Inkpen wonder what he's up to. Or maybe Pig could visit them for a while. It might just be my own ego speaking, but I think it's a good idea. It would be a good crossover between the two strips, and it will make sense given both of their settings. Mr. Pastis, Mr. Dunlap, that one's for free. On me. Where were we? Oh, right, Inkpen. Let's get back to it. I don't see how they're more realistic than we are. Well, for one, I doubt they keep buffalo wings in their utility belts like some people. There's something about those grim and gritty superheroes there that looks really familiar for some reason. I feel like I've seen them before somewhere. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on it. Oh well, doesn't really matter. You know what though? Buffalo wings in the utility belt sounds like a good idea. Not gonna lie. I think I'd try and make and patent that real soon. Hey, Spider-Man. I hear Garfield is gonna play you in your new movie. Does he have lasagna in his web shooters and not fight crime on Mondays? Andrew Garfield, idiot! Wow, all this time and I never even knew Garfield has a first name. The very thought of one of my favorite superheroes being played by that fat, lazy cat is an evil, evil thought, Captain. I hereby name myself Captain Victorious' arch nemesis because of his blasphemous statements. There will be war. Gee, I wonder what this is a parody of. Again though, fantastic artwork. I especially like the attention to detail. The people look the same and are in the same poses and have the same color scheme and facial expressions. Captain Victorious is in the exact same pose as Superman, and yet he still somehow looks bored. It's just fantastic artwork. I mean, really, the artwork alone in Inkpen earns it an instant seal of awesome from me. And you know what? It's funny enough that the jokes get their own seal of awesome too. If your newspaper carries this strip, then I really, really envy you. Because
Mine doesn't!
I may be overreacting just a tiny bit though. Inkpen is a magnificent strip that works on both an artistic and a comedic level. The premise is unique and interesting, and the color and style make it pop out from almost any other comic that you could see today. All the characters are interesting and play off of each other quite well, and each gets time in the spotlight. Boys and girls, for the love of all that is good in the comics, read this one. If it's not in your paper, that's fine. Do it online and ask that your newspaper run it. You will not regret it. I'm your comic strip critic, and I read the funny pages and hope that someday they're all half as awesome as Inkpen. Yo, Captain Victorious, come here!